For your viewing pleasure, this broadcast of the Municipal Council meeting of Alpena is made possible by the funding provided by the City of Alpena. Thank you for your generosity.
Good evening. Welcome to the Alpena City Council meeting of September 15th, 2014. Call to order, please.
Johnson?
Here.
Nielsen?
Here.
Nowak? Sexton?
Here.
Walagora?
Here. Nowak is excused this evening. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everyone had the opportunity to read over the regular minutes of, minutes of regular session September 2nd, 2014, closed session September 2nd, 2014, and special session of September 4th, 2014. Any changes or issues? Any modifications to the agenda this evening? Citizens appearing before council on agenda and non-agenda items are invited to the podium. You have 5 minutes each to address your concerns. This is the only time during council meeting that you're allowed to address council, with the exception this evening of a public hearing on the community development block grant. Otherwise, please come to the podium, state your name and address if you'd like. On the consent agenda this evening, A is bills to be allowed in the amount of $156,090.02. B is one mayoral appointment to the Downtown Development Authority for a 4-year unexpired term expiring 8/1/2018 is Matt Wojda. And C is support of Art in the Loft's application to the Michigan Liquor Control Commission for a liquor license.
So I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, no announcements this evening. Pardon me. I have 2 proclamations this evening. First one, proclamation, whereas October 2014 is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a platform for educating women about the importance of early detection of breast cancer through mammography and other methods, and whereas an estimated 232,670 new cases of breast cancer will be diagnosed in American women during 2014, and about 40,000 women will die this year from this disease, and whereas detection of breast cancer at an early stage greatly improves the chances for successful treatment and survival, and whereas the Zonta Club of Alpena remains dedicated to educating and empowering women to take charge of their own breast health, and have organized the 8th annual Zonta Walks for Women Walk 5K Run on October 4th, 2014 at the Fletcher Street Brewing Company. Now therefore, I, Matthew J. Walagora, by the virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Alpena, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2014 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Alpena, and urge all citizens to support this cause. Signed by myself, and Sarah Moe and some Zonta members are here this evening.
Sure.
He's going down.
Come on, right down.
By the way, I'll stand by the mayor.
Poor guy.
If we can get you right back behind the curve. Thank you very much. See you at the walk.
My second one, proclamation, whereas the nonprofit Thunder Bay Folk Society was started in 2014 for the purpose of fostering traditional music and arts in Northeast Michigan, and whereas this is the first annual Alpena Folk Music Festival, and whereas successful fundraisers, workshops, contra dances, and community performances have been held to promote awareness and support for traditional music, traditional arts, and the upcoming Folk Festival at the Alpena Antique Tractor and Steam Engine Show, and whereas this year's festival will be held September 26th and 27th, 2014, now therefore I, Matthew J. Walagora, by the virtue of authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Alpena, do hereby proclaim the week of September 22nd through the 27th, 2014 as Alpena Folk Music Week in Alpena, and urge all citizens to recognize and support the efforts of the Thunder Bay Folk Society. And President Lee Kitzman is here with some of his team. Come on as well. If we can split sides. Thank you very much.
Just a brief, our mission statement is fostering traditional music and art in northeastern Michigan. This is going to be our first full festival, and many to come. We have had a great deal of help from the community. Attorney Dave Cook from Harrisville stepped forward and filed the incorporation papers for us. Bernie Lamb stepped forward and filed their nonprofit status. We were awarded our nonprofit status on August 23rd of this year. Meanwhile, we've been planning the festival, and it's taken a great deal. A lot of people have come forward, the musicians. We are featuring local talent, and all of the musicians in the area have offered their services, and we're in hopes to be very, very successful. The planning is continuing to go. The momentum is beginning to pick up. One thing I would like to say is we need volunteers. So if folks are interested in coming and 4 hours worth of volunteer work, it's a 2-day festival, allows you free entrance into the festival. So one hopes to be able to foster more help and be able to bring our festival off as a success. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
He's always that hard downtown at the
Okay.
farmer's markets.
Now we have a public hearing, closeout of the Community Development Block Grant for the 109 North 2nd Avenue building. I'll open the public hearing and a report from Ann.
All right, October 14, 2011, the City of Alpena was awarded a CDBG facade grant from the MEDC Community Development Fund for the amount of $77,890 to assist the Center Building LLC and the Fresh Palette LLC in the rehabilitation of the historically and economically significant 109 North 2nd building located in the heart of downtown Alpena. The grant was contingent upon the following. The grant was used for facade improvements, including installation of a nano wall system installed along the storefront, as well as replacement of a number of windows that had been removed or boarded up. Private investment in the interior of the building to expand the fresh palette and create a kitchen in the yard and the loft. And actually there were a local facade grant from the DDA. It was actually 2 facade grants, so it actually was $10,000. And then the creation of at least 4 full-time equivalent jobs with at least 51% held by individuals from low to moderate income households. The grant agreement was signed October 14, 2011, after environmental review and abatement was complete. The architectural plans were completed and some minor modifications to the grant agreement were made. Fresh palette began expanding in the summer of 2013, followed by the window installation in the fall of 2013 and the installation of the teaching kitchen in the yard and the loft over the winter. The newly installed nano walls were fully utilized this summer for both the Fresh Palette and the Thunder Bay Winery, and by all known accounts were very popular with the patrons of both establishments. And Art in the Loft recently had the grand opening for its teaching kitchen and has started cooking classes open to the public. The impact of this project in the city's downtown cannot be underestimated. All of these improvements have increased the vitality and appearance of our downtown. These establishments have brought increased activity for both the lunch and evening hours, and they fill needs in the downtown for quality dining and entertainment, and make the downtown a more desirable place to be. The total project investment by the Center Building and the Fresh Palette LLC, including interior improvements and facade improvements, was $177,100. Well over half of that investment was made with private funds. Additionally, the Fresh Palette was committed to the creation of at least 4 full-time equivalent jobs with at least 51% of the individuals from low to moderate income households, and they completed that. They have created and filled the required number of jobs and have created a number of additional jobs that were not required for them to create. So it's been a success. So if we look up what we did, this is a picture of the 109 North 2nd prior to the facade grant. Note the windows on the lower level. They're all just straight pane glass, and you got some windows over here on the side that were boarded up. This is what it looks like afterwards. You have to bear with my camera. It was not the quality that Greg had, but the nano walls are installed. All the windows along the side are opened up. So this was the front of the winery before the grant. This is what it looks like today. This is the front of the Fresh Palette, what it looks like today, with the nano walls open. You can kind of see those, so it's folded up along the side here, and the outdoor seating. These were the windows initially along the side. Now you can see they're opened up and they're glass with all 3 of these. Along the rear, we have 3 windows here and 1 here that were boarded up before. Now they're all open and functional. This was the interior before, and this is the interior before and after. You can see this all the new kitchen equipment that they installed as part of the matching funds for that grant. This is the dining area of the Fresh Palette before. This is the dining room after. Obviously a significant difference. I'm sure a lot of you have been in there. This is a interior shot of the winery showing again those newly installed windows. And then this is the teaching kitchen that Art in the Loft installed as part of their private match, which I don't have any before photos, but from what I understand, there wasn't much, if anything, there. So it was grant's been a tremendous success, and yeah, so we look forward to trying to get more of those in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah, they were actually also on the side of the building, on the alley side, on the 3rd floor. There are 9 or 10 windows, and only one of those, the one up at the front, towards the front, actually was a window. The rest were all boarded. All those have been replaced with actual windows, which adds a tremendous amount of additional natural light into that upper floor
Awesome.
from what it was.
Thank you, Adam. If you want to, I don't know, hold out just for a second in case there's some questions. I'll open it up to public comment. If anybody had any public comment, just directly based on the closeout of the community development block grant. I think so. Any written comments received? No? Okay, close the public comment and open it up to city council discussion, which I doubt there's a lot other than, I mean, holy cow, that was definitely a grant well spent.
I participated in one of the cooking classes at Art on the Loft, and it is a beautiful facility. They really did a nice job. And they had the teacher was excellent. It was just, the employees there were just great to work with. I think we've really done ourselves proud there. It's an awesome place to be. The whole building is just wonderful. The atmosphere's nice. You did good. Well, I think you did good, and then you followed through.
Well, one neat thing is, that, you look at the perception of our community, that we want to sell that we do have arts and culture, and we do have kind of, some coolness to us. And, the center building and these improvements, I think it's just a good mecca for that. To take visitors and family, and it's the first place I take people, and just, gives that perception that, there's more here than just natural resources, that we do have arts and culture, and it's just cool. So, I really appreciate everybody that got involved with that, and hopefully that'll make us eager to do some more grants in the future.
Excellent. Thanks again, Adam and Greg both. Okay, we drop all the way down now to.
And, excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Did you need a motion?
Just need a motion to accept it.
Oh, okay.
Accept and file.
All right.
And then
We'll do that.
he'll report that to the MEDC along with the
Oh, okay.
summary of the public hearing, which will be very short.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
When you're ready.
Yes. Sexton?
Yep.
Walagora?
Aye.
Johnson?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Thank you, Karen. Keeping us up to speed on that. Now we have new business, the Woodward Trailhead Design Services. Steve is here.
When the Woodward Trailhead was first conceptualized, it was determined that we were going to utilize the same design concept as the original Starlight Beach bathrooms and the pavilion with a reduction in size and a change in the layout. Having the original specifications and drawings, we initially estimated that it would take minimal effort to redesign the buildings on a smaller scale and refit the project. After review and discussion, it became evident that staff time as well as some modifications to the building construction were going to hamper our ability to perform the design in-house. One of the most important modifications to the design is the fact that we'll be designing a year-round facility that must be kept warm and functioning during the winter months for the snowmobile traffic. The Starlight facility was designed to be shut down for the colder months. In consideration of this, we requested a price from the original design consultant, UP Engineers and Architects, to modify the drawings and specifications in accordance with the use and size requirements. This consultant owns the original design concept and has stamped and certified the previous plans, and therefore is best suited to complete this redesign in the most cost-efficient manner. The attached letter outlines the services that the consultant would be performing for the time and materials not to exceed a fee of $14,500. Upon review, this proposal is reasonable and appropriate for the changes needed to incorporate the year-round use. Funding for these design services would come from the capital line established for this project. We have, the line item established, and we have talked about the bids. We feel it's conservative enough, I think, to allow for this to be pulled out of there. This $14,500. It's it really is money well spent as far as the design goes, and in consideration of staff time and our knowledge of buildings in general versus designing roads on a regular basis. So.
Yeah, when the estimate was originally put together, seems like many years ago now, it was conservative. We put some cushion in it, no fluff, but cushion. And so we think we're in good shape as far as what the actual, when the bids do come in, and therefore this will easily be able to be absorbed within those dollars.
Steve, if you don't know, fine, but do you remember what the cost was for the original drawings for Starlight? I wonder what that is in comparison to the 14.5. So I wouldn't think they'd have to make a whole lot of changes to that. But.
Well, yeah, but they did all the pavilion, the site plan work. They did everything on that one.
Right.
They're also going to incorporate some
Yes.
changes that we did, on site. Some of the changes that we made out there, they're going to incorporate those as well. So I don't remember it off. I can certainly find it out. It's certainly not. We're not at a quarter or anything of the original price. It's not, to my recollection. I don't think it's that much.
The only The only input I had, I discussed it just briefly with Greg earlier today, and we're probably not at that point, but if they are gonna do some designing, I tend to like to see things that may behoove us in the future as far as not specifically the design of the building, so to speak, but some of the energy costs. If something may be a little bit more expensive to put in now, but will cost us less because it's being heated and lighted and everything, and throughout the winters, if that could be, some attention could be put to that.
Absolutely.
One thought was geothermal. I don't know if that's appropriate at that location or not, because I know it depends upon how, what kind of pressure, what kind of water table, and what you have
Yeah,
available, and the
almost like a combined
temperatures.
effort anyway between us with the site design and
Right.
their building design, so, yeah.
Sure.
Could certainly look at something. I know a lot of the grant is also based on some energy savings and very free access and things like that. There's some tick marks that we had to make sure that it followed for the grant, so.
Okay. That was my only input, otherwise. This is just a review.
No, we need
this
a
is
motion
the-
to approve
Oh, the 14.
contracting with them for that, not to exceed price of $14,500
Okay.
with UP Engineers and Architects.
I move we accept, or we agree with the concept with UP Engineers and Architects not to exceed 14,500.
Second.
Walagora?
Aye.
Johnson?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
That's all we got. Adjourn to closed session.
Adjourn to closed session.
Move.
I move we adjourn to closed session.
Second.
You're working us tonight.
We all voted
Johnson?
no.
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
You are watching All About Alpena.